The next item on the agenda is new business. We'll get to in a moment. As most of you know, we currently have a number of vacancies among our DNC at-large member and standing committee positions. In accordance with the party bylaws, I've distributed my list of nominations and appointments to fill these vacancies. I believe these individuals represent the great diversity of our party and will work tirelessly, as so many of you have, on behalf of Democrats across the country. So at this time, the Chair will entertain a motion to elect my at-large nominees and to ratify my standing committee appointments as distributed to the members in the 7-day mailing from the Secretary's office. Is there a motion? And a second? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Opposed, no. Show the motion carried, and congratulations to the new at-large members and members of our standing committees. Does anyone have any additional new business? Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our program for today, but before we adjourn, yes. Do you have new business, Cecil?
Thank you very much. Cecil Benjamin, Virgin Islands. I have a couple of state chairmen of the Virgin Islands. I have a couple of motions here. Number one, I'd like to move a motion that we support the Iran agreement as proposed by our president. Number two, that we increase the number of debates that we have currently. Number three.
Cecil, I think we generally take one motion at a time.
All right, good. Okay.
So, so let's make sure that we can dispense with each of your. State your second motion.
My first motion was that we support the Iran deal as presented by our government, our president.
Yeah. And what's your second motion? My
second is that we increase the number of debates that we have had this time. I'd like consideration on that as a second. The third is that we reconsider the cost of housing for the convention, because I think it's very costly, and we might lose a whole lot of delegates. I know I've had discussion with many states that, yeah.
A point of order has been called. Mayor Nutter, state your point of order.
Mayor.
I call for a point of order, Madam Chair. I appreciate it. Michael Nutter, Mayor of the City of Philadelphia.
State your point of order, Mayor.
Point of order, Madam Chair, is to ask the question, given the nature of the proposals by our good friend from the U.S. Virgin Islands, these are weighty measures. I would take it that motions of this type would more than likely be taken up by committee of the Democratic National Committee, as opposed to, in the moment, in a meeting, with no information, no background, no information or indication that such a motion or motions were to be considered by this body at this time.
Mayor Nutter, your point of order is well taken. the DNC takes positions, as we have just done when Chairman Zogby came to the podium and presented the resolutions report. We have a process by which we take positions in support of or opposed to policy positions and other issues. And we do not have a resolution on the floor, and thus there is not a way for the DNC to take a position on that particular proposal. What I do want to point out is that there has been a letter circulating in support of the Iran agreement with the P5+1 countries and Iran, and Christine Pelosi and Jim Zogby have that letter, and DNC members are welcome to sign on to it. But I would uphold your point of order. It is out of order to make a motion to ask the DNC members to take a position, or the DNC to officially take a position without a proposed resolution on the floor and without it going through the normal process that we have, either for the normal resolution process or the urgent and timely process, neither of which have occurred here.
Madam Chair?
Your point of order is upheld.
Madam Chair.
It's well taken. Yes.
Thank you. I
Mayor
appreciate
Nutter.
that. The point of order was related to all three proposed resolutions on the floor. I don't want there to be a mistake that I was only asking about the one.
Okay.
Notwithstanding whatever the substance of those proposed resolutions were, the issue is the following of the rules with regard to the DNC, not the underlying substance of the matters.
Excuse me 1 minute. I just want to
Sure.
make sure that I make a ruling that's appropriate. The point of order has been made on all three motions, and the motions have been made separately, so I will rule on each one. On the first one, as I've just described, your point is well taken that we cannot consider a proposal for the DNC to take a position on a particular issue without going through the resolutions committee process. On the second one, which proposes that we increase the number of debates, the policies established by which the DNC determines the process for debates, the establishment of the dates, how many there are, that is the purview of the chair of the Democratic National Committee. That debate criteria has been negotiated over the last number of months. The debate schedule has been announced, and there is no provision available to have the DNC, by motion, increase or decrease or adopt criteria for those debates. So that point is well taken as well. And thirdly, on the third motion, the reconsideration of the cost of housing, that is a subject of contract, and that is certainly something that we cannot make an adjustment by motion of the DNC membership. So all 3 points of order are well taken, and the motions are all deemed out of order. Thank you very much.
I'm the leading state sponsor of terrorism.